We're now going to go into the dive. I'm going to include one progression to the dive at the very end. You only will need to do the dive, or will be given the opportunity to do the dive with a progression if you see it noted in the program. So this is just to keep all of the variations in one place. So the dive builds off of the frog rock. So the same fundamental setup applies, where we're going to squat behind the ball and press the pubic bone into the ball. This is the start position. Now the main difference between the frog rock and the dive, with the dive, instead of keeping the chin on the ball and nose on the ball and coming over the front where we would land here, instead we are going to reach out, and you can imagine the shape your body would make if you were diving into a pool, where you would be a little bit more of a diagonal. So now what needs to happen, just like on the frog rock on the way back, that's where we're drawing in that spot 2 inches below the belly button, the lower ab. When we are releasing it as we're going over the front, we're going to need to bring the legs up and together, okay? So now, with the head and hands placement, we're reaching out, and you can think of it as you want your head to kind of land or meet in between where your hands are. There will be a little bit of bend in the elbow, but you think of it as your hairline is gonna just be hovering right off the ground, and like you are diving into a pool. Okay, and we'll show this from a couple angles. So I set up like I'm doing my frog rock. My arms are gonna be out, so that way when I go forward, head goes between the hands and we're pointed. And then I draw in the lower belly button and we're here. Back to the dive, back to the rock. Okay, so now from the side, we have our normal rock on the way back, and it doesn't need to be fast. I just need to push or release that lower ab draw into the ball, and that's what I can bring my legs together with. It does not need to be explosive. So I can still go over the front very gently, and as long as I release the lower ab, I should be able to get into position. Okay, now the slight variation is just the side dive. All that changes is, instead of going straight, I will be off at an angle. You don't have to try to curve your body. If you place your hands at the right position, your spine will naturally curve. Okay, so you can approach it the same way. We're now just gonna let the body curve when we do it. So we start in the same position, but now my hands are gonna go to the side. Okay, and then from there, just complete your normal dive. And we have both ways. And that's our dive.